Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today let's take a look at the 2025 Mazda MX-5 Miata. This is the Grand Touring. It's finished off in Aero Grey and has an MSRP just over $34,000. Now this is powered by a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine. This model here is paired to the 6-speed manual transmission, and it pumps out 181 horsepower, 151 pound-feet of torque. That power sent to the rear wheels, propelling this 2,400-pound convertible from 0 to 60 in 5.7 seconds. It has a top speed of 140 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 11.9 gallons. You'll expect to see 26 miles per gallon in the city, 34 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 90.9 inches. Its overall length is 154.1. It has a width of 68.3, a height of 48.6, and its ground clearance measures in at 5.3 inches. Now, as we work our way to the exterior styling, you'll notice up front that there's a gloss black trim accent in the upper section of the grille, along with cutouts in the lower section. There's also some nice trim accents on both sides of the bumper there, and then this is also equipped with LEDs for the lighting. Very small headlight housing with a dark inner housing to them, which looks nice. And then there's a few lines coming down the hood, along with some bulges in that front fender arch there, just to give it a great look. Now this model also has a two-tone design for these wheels, and you'll notice just behind the wheel is the turn signal. So it's not mounted on the side mirrors, but the mirrors are body colored. And then you'll notice there's a small trim accent in that lower side skirt. Now this model here has the soft top, so it is manual, but I think it looks great with the top down. Obviously, if you're buying this, you want to ride with the top down all the time. Now this also has LEDs for the lighting in back. There is a backup camera, and then the dual exhaust is on that passenger side. Now, in order to gain access to the trunk, you can use the button on the key fob or this hidden button over on the right side to release it. Now, being a convertible and a very small vehicle, this is everything that I have with me for the day. I also went grocery shopping with this, and I was able to fit in a few bags as well. So it's not the largest, but it's definitely doable, especially for the smaller size that this is. Now, this also has this button here that you can use to lock and unlock this vehicle. And the interior has this beige color. You'll notice this carbon fiber-like trim accent surrounding the window controls, lock and unlock, along with your mirror adjustments. And then this has manually adjusting seats. There's also Bose for the audio system. And then there's a small door sill right there. It's not all that hard to enter, but it's definitely a small vehicle. Now this has a leather wrapped steering wheel. On the left side you have volume, you also have tuning, there's Bluetooth and voice commands, and then cruise control settings on the right. Now with my foot on the brake and the clutch, we can fire this up. Take a listen to how this sounds. And coming back to the gauge cluster now, you'll notice on the right side there's miles per hour. Right in the middle is the tach. You will also be able to see what gear you're in this lower section here. So while you're driving, of course, you can see that. And then on the far left, there's your fuel, your miles till empty. You also have the outside temperature and engine temperature too. That is about it that you get, but that's all the information that you need for a sporty vehicle like this. Now you also have some traction control adjustments. You have automatic headlights. There's also a sensor for the parking system, and then you have a trunk release in the lower section. There's one air vent. And then working our way to the infotainment system, this is a bit interesting because it's not a touchscreen system for all of the normal Mazda adjustments. So to go through all of this, you need to use the controls down below. So there's a rotary dial and a few shortcuts above that. So you can use that, of course, to get into all of this information. However, this model does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So if I bump down for that, I do currently have my phone paired to this system where I can actually use it now as a touchscreen system. When you're driving, there are some settings where this won't be a touch screen, so you will have to use the rotary dial to further go through this. But it is interesting that it can be a touchscreen system with your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, but when you go back into the Mazda settings, it is now not a touchscreen. It still gives you everything that you need though, just interesting to see that. It's a large screen too for this small interior, but it's easy to read. You have one air vent underneath that, and then all of your climate adjustments are laid out very nicely with your fan speed, where you'd like the air to go, temperature as well. Now this also has heated seats. You get some storage down below where you can place your phone along with some auxiliaries on that one side. And then pushing the shifter down to the left and up will bring up that backup camera where you have some guidelines as well. There's also the manual e-brake to the right of that. And then you do get a little bit of storage in the armrest, and you have 3 areas you can place these cup holders. I currently have one in the back and one right here. So you can actually just pull these out and place them either there or right in the middle. And then behind that, you have a locking glove box. There is no storage over on the passenger side, so that is what you get there. You do get garage door buttons with the rear view mirror there, and then this is the release for the soft top. So just pull on that, you can grab on one of the grab handles and then lock this into place, and you are ready to go. And then of course put the windows up. So with it up, you might be able to use that for a little bit of storage if you want to throw some items back there. And then here's a look at visibility. It's honestly been pretty easy to see. Even with this pillar here, you can use your side mirror and then almost look out of the back window slightly. So for its smaller size, it's pretty easy to see. So as we sat up behind the wheel now for the Miata from second gear, it's definitely a fun vehicle. Now that wasn't the fastest, up to about 60 or so, but it's fun to be able to utilize the entire power band and go through all of these gears. Now there's also a gear indicator on the dash like I mentioned too, and it will actually tell you if you need to upshift one gear, if you need to upshift more than one gear, and it will do that on the downshifts as well. So if I go down into third gear right now and I ring it out a good bit, it's going to say go to fourth gear, go to fifth gear, and so on. So it will actually tell you to shift gears and to skip gears too if needed, which is a whole nother topic. We've made some videos on how you can drive a manual transmission. So take a look at those videos if you would like to see more about how to actually drive in a manual. But it's a fun manual. The gear shifter is very direct. Clutch pedal is super light, so you could easily drive this every single day. And it's a fun little vehicle. For the time that I've had it, I had to get used to how small it was, especially since we had a Sequoia before this. So I went from driving that straight into this, which was a huge change, of course. But this is definitely a fun car. If you are looking for a budget-friendly convertible, you want that manual. You can get the automatic too, but you want just a fun, practical-ish, but you want a fun, affordable sports car. This is a great option to go with. It could be your only vehicle. It may be your secondary vehicle just to have a fun toy, but you don't have to have something that's crazy high in horsepower and 6 figures, you know, something like that to have fun in a car. We were able to take a Miata through the tail of the Dragon, which a lot of you should know, and it was the most fun car that we had. That and the GR86 were just phenomenal to rip through the turns. These vehicles can take corners extremely well. While they may not be fast on the straight line performance, you almost make up for it on the turns because you can carry the weight so much quicker through the turns than in some other vehicles, higher horsepower cars that are going to weigh almost double this. You are in a very nimble vehicle that you can just throw around. And so while we are still in second gear, it is time to have a little bit of fun on this road. It's a little bit of a bumpy road, but we have some great turns to really show the handling that you get with this vehicle. It's up there with being one of the greatest handling vehicles just because of its weight. I mean, you can just accelerate through turns, and if you do it right, while we don't have a lot of power, just by carrying your weight, this can be a very fun and quick vehicle to drive. Now, it doesn't have any rev matching, so I have been doing that myself. And I probably don't have to shift as much as I'm doing because redline is over 7,000. So, I mean, you could really ring this out. And I'm having just as much fun as my R8 or other vehicles like that that I've driven on this road here, just because you can actually use all of the power, and it's a phenomenal vehicle to drive. So as far as the performance and the driving that you get with this car, I have zero complaints. My only complaint is how small it is, and it's just depending on what you're looking for out of a car. You know, this could be perfect for you. It is too small for my needs and what I like, but there's no arguing how fun this car is to drive in situations like this. It's also something that could be easy to get the tail end out, especially in some wet conditions, just because It's a light car, so you could do some driving like that. It's pretty easy to whip around from other experiences that I've heard from friends, but it's definitely a fun vehicle for the performance and those aspects. But that is going to wrap it up for the 2025 Mazda MX-5 Miata Grand Touring. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads, and I will see you all in the next video.